Hello, I'm Brett Knowles from PM2 Consulting. This short YouTube is an introduction to the ideas we have about measuring what matters in organizations. Let's put this into context. We've all heard of the triple bottom line. We understand that companies have to make a profit, but they should do so within respecting the environment and giving us the future opportunities, and also society, making sure that we respect society and the future opportunities. And often we talk about the triple bottom line as sort of a Venn diagram, these three overlapping circles. But a better way to describe it might be an understanding that companies live inside the construct of society. So society kind of surrounds the company. And in fact, society lives inside the construct of environment. So the environment surrounds society, which surrounds the company. And there are many balances that we need to make sure that we ensure. So, for example, making sure that we respect the environment, that we're not bringing resources from the crust to the surface, that we're using energy and renewable energy sources, that we're respecting waste products, and so on. So this idea of the triple bottom line has been enhanced over the years, and perhaps the best model that currently exists is called Future Fit Business. Now, I'm not going to go into the detail about Future Fit Business. If you want to learn more, go watch this video. It's an awesome representation of both the issues and the opportunities. Now, this framework has been taken further to an overall benchmark framework where we take those important aspects and build out attributes about what makes each of these important elements to the success of society. This is based on an organization by the name of NaturalStep and their scientific and evidence-based framework for strategic sustainable development. And it's at the heart of sustainability planning for countless organizations such as IKEA, Nike, Starbucks, Interface, the Cooperators, and many more. It's comprehensive. It covers off many of the dimensions of sustainability, including carbon and beyond carbon measures, and covering all of UN sustainability development goals. This framework is flexible and extendable and allows to be customized to meet the unique needs and characteristics of any organization or industry. So that's the overall framework. Now, within this framework are attributes about the challenges, systems, conditions, principles, and so forth. Our interest is about how it is we can measure your organization's progress towards these goals. And I guess the question is, why is it we want to measure these things? Well, we know that, what's that expression? What gets measured gets done. Well, there's more attributes to it than that. We want organizations to be able to demonstrate their leadership. We need to make sure that organizations have that foundation for improvement. Once we begin measuring, we can begin managing and moving ourselves forward. We also need to create a tool that creates engagement for the employees and all other stakeholders. We want to make sure the organizations have the ability of showing progress as they move towards these goals, and establish standards and benchmarks that can be used and learned from across the world. And of course, we want to help create that community of learning that will allow all of us to leverage off what other organizations have learned. So that's the pursuit of measurement in this area. And the Future Fit Business Benchmark has some beginning ideas about indicators. So I want to talk about that for a minute to help you understand how available these are already. So there are basically 5 categories of goals inside of Future Fit: climate sustainability, customer well-being, the security of supply, employee well-being, and of course, society well-being. Now, as an executive dashboard, what we'd normally do is make these turn colors based on how well we're performing. Green, dark green means above target. Green means at target. Amber means slightly behind target, but we can get there. And red, of course, means we need serious support. So that would be a simple high-level dashboard, but we can actually begin adding in those future fit measures. So, for example, under climate stability, we're worried about three key things. Is the energy that operations use from renewable sources? Do operations emit no greenhouse gases? And do products emit no greenhouse gases? And we can score how well we've been performing historically and how we are currently against various benchmarks. Under customer well-being, we're looking for two core things. Customers' concerns are actively solicited, impartially judged, and transparently addressed, and customers are informed about any aspects of products that may cause harm. And again, we can track our progress across time. For security of supply, we're concerned about the materials, the products not harming people or environment, the byproducts are repurposable, operations don't encroach on ecosystems, water is used in an environmental and responsible way, operations emissions don't harm people or the environment, and products can be repurposed. Employee well-being has categories such as employees are not subject to discrimination, employees' health is safeguarded, employees are subject to fair employment terms, employees' concerns are heard and addressed, and employees are paid at least living wage. And then finally, society well-being. Communities' concerns are actively solicited, impartially judged, and transparently addressed. Lobbying does not undermine the pursuit of future fitness. Business is conducted ethically, and the right tax is paid in the right place at the right time. So we can have a little more detail around our measurement against those 21 imperatives which exist already. In fact, we can add a new dimension by comparing ourselves against other standards. So, for example, these might be colored and scored against target, but if I wanted to take a look at, the future fit targets, I might end up with a different score. I may not be performing nearly as well. So, different comparatives such as future target, other organizations, competitors, best in class, and 2017 target are all ways that we can assess our performance and begin to navigate our way forward. Now, in this example, I've shown you all 21 measures, but an organization can adjust these in terms of their priority and, in fact, even what the indicators are. You can decide which of these are the most important for your specific business or overall for your industry. And eventually, you need to track the most important measures for the individual team, department, or at the corporate level to provide some real-time analysis of how your company is doing. So there's detail behind each one of these. So for example, let's drill into energies from renewable sources for an organization. So we're typically going to break this out into two categories. What are the management practices associated with this goal, and what are the actual outcomes your organization's enjoying? In terms of management practices, it too breaks into two broad categories. What are the policies in place in the organizations, and what are the processes? And obviously we can measure each of those, which are a bit like paying it forward. What are the policies and processes in place that eventually will drive the outcomes we're looking for? On the outcome side, again, there's typically two categories it breaks into. How are we doing proportional to the overall ultimate goal, and how are we doing on the ultimate elimination of whatever the waste or other issue is? So let's drill into this one. In the case of energy, we're probably going to take a look at three broad categories: fossil fuels, alternative energies, and renewable energies. And then within fossil fuels, we could drill into things like natural gas and oil. Alternative might be things like nuclear or hydrogen, and renewable sources might be things like biomass, geothermal, hydro, solar, etc. And the idea is we can begin to build a framework for your organization and provide ongoing measures, as I said before, by individual, team, department, region, brand, etc., to help understand how your organization is moving towards future fit. The good news is these measurement frameworks are available to us, and the software is also available. For most organizations, we can put these frameworks in place in a matter of a few weeks. And we want to make this available all the way down to the individual level, so that sole practitioners and individual contributors, as well as teams, departments, can all see how they're contributing and take pride in the purpose and the objectives that they're achieving. So let's talk about NaturalStep and their associates and how they can help you. Obviously, we can provide training on the NaturalStep and Future Fit frameworks. We're also specialists in helping customize the frameworks to best represent your organization. We can also assist you in enabling the success of your organization in achieving all of these Future Fit goals through better processes and operational excellence, as well as innovative ideas. I hope this has been interesting to you to understand how we can today begin measuring what matters for your organization, both now and in the future.